Hello there, how are you doing? Alright, how's it going, YouTube? Been a long time. Welcome back to Shaun Jones Fitness, or Shaun Jones, or whatever this channel's about, or whatever it's called. It's been a while. I've been away, I've been busy. I'm hoping to get back into this now. I will actually do a video in the future about where I've been. Not that any of you care, there's probably a few of you watching this who's like, who the fuck's that? But I'm back. There's been a lot of stupid crap all over the internet recently, and I've been compiling a list of all the worst offenders, and I'm back to commentate over it and give my 2 cents. Why, you ask? Because I am a fitness professional, so I would like to think that there's some sort of validity to my arguments. Okay, so the first video that we're gonna get back into this with, is it okay to be fat? Good morning, Britain. I haven't seen this. I think I've seen the first 20 seconds, and it just sounds like it's gonna be filled with loads of nonsense. Okay, so let's get into it. 3, 2, 1.
I'm not obese. I'm a plus-size, curvy lady.
Do you find the term...
Okay, gotta stop it there, guys. I hate this. We know where this is going. They don't like being called obese because that term is offensive, although it's just the medical term for being overweight, pretty much. Well, you've got overweight and then obese. No different than being called underweight. Anyway, we need to get through this video, so let's go.
Obese, offensive, and insensitive, unpleasant.
I find it very offensive.
Yeah.
It's just not a nice word. Why do we have to be labelled with that word?
And are you...
Oh my God. Why do I do this? Oh my God, the word is offensive. Came a long way in society.
Do you consider yourself healthy? Because of course the argument is, if you are carrying extra pounds, it puts more pressure on you and on your body. Do you feel like you're in full health?
I feel, for the weight I am and the way that I look at the moment, I feel comfortable with the way I am. I don't think it should just be...
Pause. That's just a way of dodging the question. So, do you feel healthy? Oh, I feel comfortable with the way I am. It's dodging the question at the end of the day because she knows that you can't be obese and healthy. There's too much documentation on it. It's been researched extensively.
Targeted at plus-size girls. You've got, you know, size maybe 12 ladies that could be deemed to be unhealthy because they smoke or they drink.
That's not the point, though. Of course you can be unhealthy at any size, that's true. If you're slim and you're smoking, of course you're going to be unhealthy. But if you're overweight and you're overeating, of course you're going to be unhealthy. But you can't divert your attention onto other people. If someone says to me, Shaun, you're unhealthy because you're drinking every single weekend, I can't say, yeah, well, there's people out there who don't drink every single weekend, but they do coke every weekend instead. They're unhealthy. Why don't you go and speak to them? Well, don't speak to me. Let me offended.
You're 16 stone?
Yes.
You're classified as obese. How does that make you feel when you hear that?
I mean, it doesn't offend me. I think it's how you take on words and labels. I like the term plus size. I feel proud, I feel confident. It's who I am and I embrace who I am.
Okay, she seems like a little bit less victim mentality with it. It's how you take the words on. It's how you interpret the meaning of those words. And I think society is a little bit stupid the way we're terrified of words these days. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go!
300 pounds or larger. And she said in the interview, I've never been heavier, I've never been happier. Does any woman ever really believe that the heavier they get, the happier they are?
You can't do something so destructive to your body and be happy. It's just the way it is. They're just in denial at the end of the day. I've done videos on Tess Holliday before, which I'll link in the description.
I think that's open to individuals and personality. I think putting a label on everybody who comes under the BMI of obese or morbidly obese is actually... it's quite ignorant.
Take away the fact, just forget about BMI for a second, forget about body fat percentage for a second, forget about all that. Do you honestly believe that the heavier you become, the happier you can be? Because I tell you one thing, I was 15 stone at the start of this year, and I'm 5'10", so that's not a good place to be. I'm 185 pounds now, so basically 209 pounds down to 185. I feel so much better now. It's just the way it is, man.
Because we're all very different. As you can see, we're all very diverse in who we are.
Oh, the diverse as well. We're diverse. Gotta get the diversity in there.
We're completely different personalities. The way we carry ourselves is all different. I've been 28 stone. I've lost 13 stone.
Why did you lose 13 stone?
Because I felt at the time that was something I needed to do.
Why?
I had no health complications, none.
But you would have done.
Pause. It appears he knows he's getting her here. He knows he's getting her because she's like, I lost 13 stone. Why did you lose 13 stone? Because you wanted to feel better, that's why. But you won't admit that because then you're falling right into the trap.
Have you followed her journey ever? Have you gone back and researched anything? Because there are actually posts where she's in the gym and she's eating healthy. It's not all...
She has a personal trainer.
She does.
She works
That's
out.
what she does.
She's got a personal trainer. I've seen this Tess Holliday. She's got a personal trainer. She goes to the gym. What's the point? She goes to the gym to stay healthy, That's flawed logic, because according to your guys' logic, health at any size. So what's the point in going to the gym then, if you're already healthy? Hey, got you, hey.
Obese is technically a category when you're judging BMI. Is it dangerous, bad for your health? Is the Tess Holliday cover actually promoting something that is not a good idea? Or is it, I think, about accepting who you are and not constantly fighting yourself?
OK, I'd just like to say at the beginning, Susanna, that I think every woman has the right to be proud of her body. Yes. And her body is her own business.
I totally agree, by the way.
Thank you.
I totally agree.
So why have you made Tess Holliday's body
Any
yours?
size you want.
OK, so just a minute, though. I am bothered by things like the cover of Cosmo because I think it glorifies and glamorizes, and I'm going to use the word obesity. I think that the person looks like they've made a healthy life choice. People see it as that, and they see them as a good role model, and so they would copy that. In the long term, there are going to be problems because fat we all think of as harmless. It isn't.
Rebecca,
fat is toxic.
and Rebecca, let me ask him.
Pause. So fat is toxic, you just heard us say that. The higher your body fat percentage is, the more likely you are to suffer from heart disease, diabetes, strokes, certain types of cancers. And people just act like as if this isn't true.
Let me ask you this. If this woman, Tess Holliday, this model, had been anorexic, genuinely anorexic, painfully thin, right?
Yes.
Size 0, right? And she was on the cover of Cosmo, what would you say about that?
So straight away there, that's the example I've used before as well, is saying if there was an anorexic person on the cover promoting that and glorifying that, people would have an issue with it. If there was a female bodybuilder on the cover who obviously took steroids, people would have a problem with that as well. It's not the fact that people have a problem with obese people, it's not that at all. It's the extreme ends of the spectrum, and that's what's unhealthy. Someone with too much fat is unhealthy. Someone with who's too underweight is unhealthy, and someone with too much muscle is too unhealthy as well. That's what we're talking about right there. It's just that we live in this day and age where we don't want to offend anyone, so we want to glorify people who are obese out of fear of offending them and making them feel included.
I think most people either they hear something about their weight, or a doctor tells them something about their weight, or they look in the mirror and go, enough, I'm getting too fat.
Yours is actually right there. We get more people coming to our gym who get to the end of the tether because they're just fed up of how they look, they're fed up of how they feel, they're fed up of like looking in the mirror and feeling a certain way. That's what brings them to wanting to lose weight. It's not because someone's went, oh, you look beautiful, you look great, body positivity. It's not because of that. It's because they're fed up. That's why people start losing weight. So, in a sense, you can say that body shaming does work. I'm not saying that we should body shame people, but what I found is that when I was looking in the mirror and I was seeing me big barrel belly and I was eating crap every single night, feeling horrible, I thought to myself, something's got to change. And I did try to change as well, and my motives were in the wrong place. And I had to ask myself, why do I want to do this on a little bit of a deeper level? At the end of the day, you feel better when you're slim, you look better, let's face it. I know, I'm not like a 10 out of 10 or anything, but I know that I feel and look better looking when I'm a bit leaner. When I'm like 15 stone, my head's like this big bloated face. Even in some of my older videos, I'm a little bit heavier than I am now, and you can see my head's pure massive. You know what I mean? I've got no chin. I look like I'm pure weak chin beta male, all the chin fat. Anyway, let's play a little bit more. I don't know if I can handle this much longer.
What is the most effective way that people can lose weight, in your experience as a doctor?
Right.
One sec. Let me tell you, the most effective way for people to lose weight is 1, accept responsibility. That's probably the biggest one. Accept responsibility that the reason why you are the way you are is because of your choices, and that's it. There's a saying, awareness precedes change. Unless you can become aware about your issue, you're never going to change because you're never going to accept it and own up to it. That's why a lot of the people you see on these programs, they're actually in denial. And it's a shame because sometimes all they need is to be shown the way in a nice, long-term, sustainable manner, and not by doing any of these crash diets or crazy training regimes. It's good lifestyle habits. It's not about going on these shake diets or tracking your calories like rigorously, having an active lifestyle, eating healthy 80% of the time, not binging, not yo-yo dieting. There's some top tips, but let's listen to Dr. Miriam anyway, because I'm just here to commentate.
Am I wrong, Miriam? Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Doesn't it really just boil down to better, healthy eating, less food down your gullet, and do some more?
By the way,
I think the same about men who are lard asses.
Can I just bust a myth? No, I've just heard it said there that you can be fat and healthy. Actually, you can't be.
No.
You're always somewhat unhealthy. There's a big study done on 17,000 people, and they were heavy, and they did regular exercise. And those people were still a third more likely to have a heart attack than people who were of normal weight.
That's what I was saying. You listened to Dr. Miriam. Did you hear in my last video when I was talking about the people who exercise, who are still overweight, are still more likely to suffer heart issues and health problems than if you was a lower body fat percentage? That's what I was trying to say. People don't believe me when I tell them this. They think that they can just run 3 times a week when they're 45% body fat and that's enough and they'll be healthy. Listen to Dr. Miriam, people. This girl's on it.
Every glamorous photograph of a plus-size model, there should be a health warning.
Oh,
in exactly the same way.
That's ridiculous.
It isn't ridiculous. It really isn't ridiculous. Just as there is with drinking and gambling and smoking.
Rebecca, final word from you.
Are we going to put a health warning on every picture of Donald Trump?
There is a health warning on
every single picture because he's overweight. James
Donald Trump is...
Right, this is getting too much now. Right, okay. Donald Trump shouts at the end, they've always got to go there, haven't they? Always got to go there. Maybe it's his fault why you're overweight as well. The illegal immigration of the food in your gob, that's what you need to control. But guys, look, it's good to be back, right? I want you to like this video, comment below. If you even remember me, do you even remember me? If I'm new in your newsfeed or whatever, make sure you subscribe. Also, if you'd like to interact with me, head over to my Instagram. I'm active on that pretty much every single day, at Shaun J Fitness. I'm usually posting like some funny crap on there as well. So guys, if you're still watching, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.